Hello, trading is closed on December 2nd, 2020. Disclaimer first and calls next. This is my trading plan for tomorrow, December 3rd. If we gap sharply in the undesired direction, the call is killed before the open. No guarantee I'm right. Here's my email. Look for the pattern with the early high. The times work that also work for the early low, but I'm sticking with that. Tomorrow should have the early low. During the day, MEJT said this drop was false, would retrace. Said this rally here was false, would retrace. That's already happened. We have yesterday's high as potentially a major high. Here's what we said. Won't go over the reasons again. Well, so far, it's held. I'd be happier if we started to drop pretty soon, but nothing's invalidated yesterday's call. Had a day-long rally, couldn't close over these highs, couldn't close over any significant highs. So far, it's just a retest of the lows. So far, the call for a top here is holding. But if it's going to work, you're going to really have to start to drop pretty fast. You wouldn't have to go too much higher, significantly clearing these highs to invalidate a lot of the reasoning behind the call. And until some prior lows fall, can't really be certain the call's right. But for now, I'm going to stick with it. Look for a 250-point drop under this line. That's 250. We finally got it today. Normally you get that 250 points by the market dropping. Here we got it by the line going up. But in any case, that's been satisfied. So that takes away a lower target. We're still stalling at this line. Still have a valid count here. If we keep going up, the count's going to fail. But as long as it works, I'm going to stick with it. Doesn't make me right. Can count 5 waves down from the top. Can count an ABC with good fibs from the low. Doesn't mean it's the right count. But as long as things are working, I'm going to stick with it. And if we clear this significantly, then the idea fails. That's the way it goes sometimes. Tomorrow's pattern has really low, doesn't mean you won't gap up. Typically, it's a rally day with a final hour high. Early weakness turns the tables. Usually it's followed by more weakness in days to come, even if the rest of tomorrow rallies. We rallied all day, didn't close over a significant high, so for now at least, rally didn't accomplish anything. Of course, if we gap up smartly, that's just killed. The call for a high is correct. Should begin a steep drop pretty much from the open. We don't have to go much higher to break past yesterday's high and invalidate the reasoning behind the top being in. Till some prior lows fall, it's always possible the call's wrong. For now, I'm going to stick with it. The stop is close and no one's going to be right every time, but there's a lot of patterns calling for yesterday's high holding and a big drop starting pretty soon. Even though futures are pretty much even as I'm recording this, I'm going to stick with it. Just remember, there's a good reason behind it, and if it fails, don't stay too long when you're in a strong rally like this. But for now, at least, today's action only retested these lows, and the call for up top very likely being in is one I'm going to stay with. And that's today's call.